The False Light of Lucifer. June 24, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. And no wonder, for even Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. 2 Corinthians 11:14. In my writings I have often explained the modus operandi of the dark ones. 1. They always pretend to be whomever they hate and target. For example, they pretend to be Jews, do terrible things, and leave the Jews to pay the price for their misdeeds, then turn around and don a priest's cassock, and on it goes. Until we see through this, they get away with it. 2. They always accuse others of what they are doing themselves. Always. So, for example, when they accuse someone of stealing, look sharp and see where they have stolen something. 3. Their weapons are lies. They depend on lies, deceits, omissions, and half-truths to thrive and survive. This is why we have to fight them with truth. 4. They gossip incessantly about other people as individuals and as groups, and have a snarky superior, judgmental attitude, condescending, and unkind. They use this as a weapon and gossip en masse, in groups, as if they belong to a hive mind, like the media talking heads endlessly repeating each other, often using exactly the same words and phrases. Their goal in this is to cast doubt on their enemy's character, honesty, or competence, which they do by offering half-truths or by implying things and letting you make false assumptions. 5. They often use animal symbols, especially bee, fox, snake, and owl images. When you see these symbols, you know that Satanists are involved and on the rise. Bees symbolize the hive mind, owls symbolize wisdom, but also symbolize Moloch, their baby-consuming furnace god, snakes symbolize you-know-who, and foxes symbolize tricksters. 6. These perpetrators plan things out long in advance, but they have no actual creativity, no spontaneity, and no ability to think on their feet. They find a scam, work it, and if they get away with it once, they will try it again, dredging up such chestnuts from hundreds of years in the past. For example, A. The birth certificate fraud using special purpose vehicles (SPVs) is just a variation on a scam that created imaginary boats and placed bottomry bonds on them back in the early 1700s. B. The parse syntax fraud is just a variation on a very old deception racket involving dog Latin during the reign of the Roman Emperor Justinian. 7. They specialize in entrapment of various kinds, especially bribery and blackmail. They will work sometimes for years to secure some damning bit of evidence against someone, and if that doesn't work, they will simply make stuff up as if they succeeded anyway. Sometimes they get away with this framing simply by braying like a herd of donkeys, as they did with the Russian collusion story. As long as we let them get away with this without punishment, they will continue to do it. 8. The essence of their game is often to sap your energy and waste your time and keep you busy and distracted with their nonsense, so that you don't pay attention to what they are really doing in the back room. 9. When they are really under stress, as they are right now, they turn physically violent and start sacrificing their own business operations and also their own operatives, to make themselves look like the good guys, and they try to associate themselves with actual good guys, in the effort to save their own filthy hides. While I want you all to know this information and take it to heart and learn it and observe it and remember it and teach it to your children, I want to focus your attention on this last mentioned part right now, item 9, directly above. Just because someone appears to be fighting something really evil like child trafficking or drug smuggling, don't take them at face value. When times get tough, these big business interests think nothing of shutting down even very substantial operations and sacrificing their best operatives to save themselves and make them look like good guys. This is just a variation of their predilection for taking on the identity or acting out the character of someone else. Thus, as you go forward through this @$ storm of deceit and lies and false identities, remember the words of 2 Corinthians quoted above and guard yourselves from being anything less than honest, avoid gossiping, and if anyone gossips to you, especially in a demeaning or judgmental fashion, turn away from them and rebuke them and expose their activities to the would-be victims. It is only by truth, honesty, and sincerity that we conquer. It is only by virtue that we thrive. And it is only by eschewing all greed, lechery, selfishness, or need of any kind, that we avoid their traps and blackmail schemes. Most of all, we must learn to be watchful and observant and not let them steal our time and attention or distract us from what is important and real. To the extent that you learn how these diabolical enemies think and act, you will be able to recognize them for who they are and be prepared to protect yourself and your families and your communities from them. Links to Anna's articles and resources can be found in the video description box. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing.